If you've ever lifted mulch in a raised bed and seen nothing moving underneath, that's a warning sign. Healthy soil is alive, and worms are the engine that keeps it running. Today we're talking about the best worm-friendly mulch for raised beds and containers, not theory, not trends, but materials that actually keep worms active, protected, and multiplying while improving your soil long-term. Here's the truth most gardeners miss. Mulch isn't just about moisture control or weed suppression. Mulch is habitat. For worms, it's food, shelter, temperature regulation, and safety all at once. Choose the wrong mulch, and worms disappear. Choose the right one, and they work non-stop, aerating soil, cycling nutrients, and feeding your plants from below. Let's get straight into what works and why. Oak, maple, and fruit tree leaves are especially effective. Apply shredded leaves at a depth of 5 to 7 centimeters for containers and up to 8 centimeters for raised beds. Keep them slightly moist, not dry and crunchy. Aged straw works exceptionally well when applied correctly, and this is where many gardeners get it wrong. Fresh straw can be too dry and carbon heavy, but straw that has been aged or lightly composted becomes soft and biologically active. Worms don't eat straw directly at first. They consume the microbes that colonize it. The key ratio is moisture. Before applying, lightly soak straw so it feels damp but not dripping. Lay it 6 to 8 centimeters thick in raised beds and no more than 5 centimeters in containers to avoid compaction. Finished compost, used as mulch, is one of the fastest ways to attract worms, particularly in container gardens. Compost provides immediate microbial life and balanced nutrition. The mistake is applying it too thick. A compost mulch layer should be 3 to 5 centimeters deep, no more. Any thicker, and you risk crusting and oxygen restriction. For best results, combine compost with a lighter material like shredded leaves at a ratio of 1 part compost to 2 parts leaves. This creates both food and airflow, which worms need to stay active. Wood chips can be worm-friendly, but only when used with restraint and patience. Fine, partially decomposed wood chips are far better than fresh, chunky ones. In raised beds, keep wood chip mulch shallow, no more than 5 centimeters, and always layer it over compost or soil that is already biologically active. In containers, wood chips should be used sparingly or mixed with leaf mold. A good working ratio is 1 part fine wood chips to 3 parts compost or leaf mold. This prevents nitrogen tie-up and keeps worms feeding rather than fleeing. Grass clippings can be excellent or disastrous depending on how they're applied. Fresh clippings heat up quickly and can suffocate worms if applied thickly. The correct method is to dry clippings for 1 to 2 days until they lose their stickiness. Then apply in thin layers of 2 to 3 centimeters, alternating with leaf mulch or compost. In raised beds, this layered approach mimics natural organic matter cycling and keeps worms active right at the soil surface. One of the biggest mistakes gardeners make is using bark mulch or dyed decorative mulch in food beds. These materials break down very slowly, offer little nutritional value, and often contain compounds that repel soil life. Worms avoid them, especially in confined raised beds and containers. Another common error is letting mulch dry out completely. Worms breathe through their skin, and dry mulch becomes a barrier instead of protection. Mulch should always feel slightly cool and damp underneath. Seasonal adjustments matter more than people realize. In hot weather, increase mulch depth by 2 centimeters to buffer soil temperature. In cooler seasons, pull mulch slightly back from plant stems and reduce thickness to encourage gentle warming. In containers, always leave a small gap around the stem base to prevent rot while still protecting the root zone. If you want a simple, proven, worm-friendly mulch formula, use this. Start with moist soil. Add 3 centimeters of finished compost. Top with 5 centimeters of shredded leaves or aged straw. Maintain moisture so the lower layer stays dark and crumbly. This system works in raised beds and containers, attracts worms within weeks, and improves soil structure season after season. Healthy mulch builds healthy soil, and healthy soil grows resilient plants without constant feeding or correction. Worms do the work quietly, consistently, and for free, but only if you give them the right environment. If this guide helped you rethink how you mulch your raised beds or containers, support the channel by subscribing to Evergreen Garden. Share this video with another gardener who's serious about soil, and let's keep building gardens that get better every single season.